one might expect, and already there is a suggestion, that the capital city will not be going quietly and accepting necessarily the national result. And already there are indications of that in a story that is being run this morning to do with the Golden Mile and the signing of contracts by the Wellington City Council to largely frustrate the National Party's opposition, and ACT's, I think as well, opposition to the local government plan of the Wellington City Council to pedestrianise and otherwise, in its Golden Mile project, part of a $7.4 billion Let's Get Wellington Moving transport plan that National has promised to kill, including light rail from the central city to the south. Will the Wellington City Council frustrate that or not? The suggestions are that they may well do so. Joining us to talk about this matter, a new councillor himself, actually, he's been there 12 months, and we've had him on the show often, Councillor Tony Randle from the Wellington City. Tony, welcome to the show. Nice to have you on.
Hi, how's it going down there?
I'm very well. Now, listen, the story that has been run this morning by Radio New Zealand is that the main construction contract to remove cars from Wellington's Golden Mile is close to being finalised, and that Mayor Turi Whanau says it'll be irresponsible to stop the project now, despite the incoming National Party's opposition to the plan. Is that the way you understand things as well?
Yes, I've seen some media reports. I've heard nothing directly from the Mayor, but, you know, she seems to have put a stake in the ground saying that she's going to keep charging ahead and damn the torpedoes.
Now, the obvious question that most councils you'd think around New Zealand would be asking, what does this change in government mean for us? Have you had that discussion or any even preliminary ideas about that around your council table?
No. Unfortunately, a couple of things have happened, which means that councillors are not really talking with each other at the moment, including having a code of conduct put against me and 4 other councillors for claiming that we breached some confidentiality around some deal that was talked about. But yeah, it's pretty split inside the council, and so the Mayor is really. I have no idea whether the majority Labour Greens, whether the Mayor's talked with them, but they don't talk to us. But I do know that what is clear to everyone is the vast majority of Wellingtonians are over Let's Get Wellington Moving. They want it stopped, and I think the Mayor on this one is in the minority, a very small minority.
Well, you say they want it stopped, Tony, but Wellington elected 2 Green mayors in Wellington Central and Rangatoa last weekend. Does that suggest to you that really they want a plan that's dear to the heart of the Greens stopped?
Look, so first of all, in the north of Wellington, where I'm from,
yeah,
it seems to move with the rest of the country. I mean, Gregor kind of got back in, yes, but he had his majority of over 12,000 slashed to just on 1,000. So, the red support across Wellington has really gone away, and I think it just in Wellington Central and Wellington South that's been replaced with the Green Party side of things instead of National. National actually did very well in both those seats, level pegging with the Labour Party people, certainly in Wellington Central with Scott Morrison. I've forgotten his other name. Yes, so no, National support is up in Wellington as well. But obviously, Wellington is a very strong red-green bastion, and so the Mayor's leaning on that, I think.
I'm actually looking at the Wellington Central electorate at the moment. The Green Party vote was, I think, dominant there as well. But your thoughts on frustrating the government on this issue is not a good look immediately, I would have thought, to try and push something ahead of a government being sworn in, particularly the signature of construction projects that the National Party have said they're opposed to, Tony.
Yes, I mean, we've got a new government. Wellington desperately needs investment across the board, and the government funding is crucial to our success as a council. And I just, I stood, and I'm so frustrated at party politics just seems to be ingrained inside this council, and sensibilities and reasonableness seems to be, as you pointed out, absent. We seem to be an island like that, unlike the rest of New Zealand.
Yeah, no. Well, maybe that's because I'm looking now at Wellington Central, and it's apparently the most literate and well-remunerated electorate in New Zealand, according to the last census. But I'm looking at the party vote here. There were 21,000 party votes given to the Labour and the Green Party. There were 8,700 given to National and ACT. That's almost a third of the Labour Green vote. Why does Wellington Central vote so green and red?
I struggle to understand. I think there's a bit of battening down the hatches with the new incoming government. Wellington has done very well under the Labour government. We've had innumerable projects and working groups. Government departments have expanded significantly. So, a frugal government is very bad news for our main industry, which is government.